Rolling.
No.
Because I cuss all the time, so.
Mine are grown and out of the house now.
We don't cuss on the show, though?
I did say rolling.
Okay. Oh, you're rolling. Oh, well, geez. We're on vacation, and this is SNG News, and look who I'm visiting. Somebody I've been trying to visit for 5 years.
We've been friends for 5 years, and we have not met until today.
No. This is it. And we literally just got here after 6 hours of driving up the freeway, and here we are. And thanks so much for letting me come here. And I know you're working, and I know you're busy, and I know how he feels, because when people come visit me, it's the same thing. I got to stop what I'm doing and visit, and I really want to get back to what I'm doing. So thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure.
Because I totally get it. So.
You come in, and this Star Child, your Star Child stuff is actually on my bench because I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know, and you made it look better than mine, so you know what that means, don't you?
Didn't you? I found, looking at the close-ups of this that I sent you, I was surprised how crunchy it is up close.
It is really crunchy.
It's like, have you ever worked with Greg?
And you said don't smooth it, and don't take the seed off it, and leave it rough and nasty looking, because that's the charm of it. And now it's all
well. This was just, I sprayed a can of spray paint on it every day for like a week.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm going to go back and do now.
Did you ever work with Did you ever work with Greg Gian?
Greg, I've known Greg since 1973 when I came from San Francisco to my first Star Trek convention that Bijo Trimble was putting on, which I don't think it was called Equicon, but it was a Star Trek convention.
Yeah.
And I met Greg because I had made some things. I was making things, imagine that back then. And I wanted to put them on display, and he was in charge of the exhibit room, and I met this very charming, very talented gentleman who I didn't realize.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
And I did about 20 years ago, I did some prototypes for Galoob, and I got to see, he did some prototypes of the same model line. And so I got to see his model making right up close, and it was fascinating because he's so brilliant at that. It's perfect from here.
Right.
Like he's saved a lot of time by not worrying about the details that you can see from here.
Right, right.
And just from here, I went back to ILM and was talking to like John Goodson about it, about that amazing foresight that some model makers have about what will be perfect on camera.
Right.
Right? Because you could lose your whole life getting the details.
That's absolutely correct.
And you have to stop somewhere.
And you know he did the spacecraft for Laser Blast.
He did.
He made that for us, and it was only about that big. And I'm the one who got stalked by it. Did you realize that I play the alien at the beginning of the film?
I had no idea.
Me. Yeah.
That's not the only time you've been on film, though.
No, I've done lots of stuff. Gorilla Suits and Monsters and Ghostbusters and yeah. But that's the one I get asked about the most.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one I get asked to talk about. Because people love that film, and of course Charlie is re-releasing it. He just did on Blu-ray. Now he's going to put it out again because he heard I was recreating the gun, and in fact we're redoing the makeup on me.
Nice.
I'm going to be an older alien, and V's going to put the makeup on.
Did you do a casting? Did you have a casting of your head?
Oh God, yes.
Do you have? I have one from. I have when I first got into special effects in the early '90s. At one point, I'd shaved my beard and I was bald, and so I was working in Jamie Heinemann's shop, and I was like, let's cast my head. So we made a casting. So I have myself at 24.
Right.
And then about 5 years ago, I did a program for Discovery where they cast my head again. So I have my 24 and 44.
Wow.
I have the two, and it's fascinating watching all of this stuff.
Yeah. It's gravity mostly.
Yeah, it is gravity. I was not prepared for the loss of collagen.
Oh, no. None of us are prepared for that. I'm 66, so in my life mask definitely shows it, but we're going to do the Laser Blast alien again.
I can't wait to see. That's amazing.
V's going to put it on, and Mary's going to recreate the costume I was wearing. So
amazing.
So,
hey, it is such a pleasure to finally meet in real life.
It's fantastic.
I can't wait till the
in
next
real
thing
life
we collaborate on, man.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We'll have to figure out what that is.
Yeah, we will. Well, welcome to another edition of SNG News, and we're up here in Marin County. In fact, Santa Venetia, where I basically grew up. I spent all my weekends over here in Marin County at my grandmother's house, and this is my grandmother and grandfather's old house where I spent many a summer. This place is totally different now. It's all built up, but this is where a lot of the things that happened, but something is there, took place. And in fact, that telephone pole right down there, these trees weren't even there. This was an open field beyond here. There was no structures whatsoever. This was a dirt road that went around this way, and this is the very place that the big orange red ball came. Some of you asked, why was there a telephone pole in the scene? Well, that's why, because I remember the big orange red ball, and I remember it hovering right over that telephone pole. So we actually, it's really amazing to be here. The house hasn't changed at all. It's still got the same wooden fence, and that's the very driveway where I first learned to ride a bicycle.
Rolling.
Oh, so here we are on the last leg of our trip before we return to beautiful Ventura, and of course our studio SNG, which is what this show is all about. We are in Half Moon Bay, a place that always creeped me out when I was a kid. I used to drive my sports car down here to see my girlfriend. I always felt they were like, it's so quiet here in the day. Where are all the people during the day? And I used to think maybe there were vampires here. I don't know. It's just me. It still has that creepy feeling, but it's still very beautiful. And it's a lovely airport. And Mary and I have had a wonderful trip. It's been a great vacation. It was Mary's idea to go on this vacation. And I'm glad we did because, well, as you know by now, we got to see a lot of neat things and spend a nice time together. And the first leg of it was really a lot of fun hanging out with the crazy man himself, Adam Savage. As always, we will be back next week with more news from SNG News, and we love you a whole bunch for all your support. And don't forget to go to our Patreon account and check out what's going on there. See you next week.